We get experimental science. We're curious, non-judgmental.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Oh, I didn't know it was you for a second. Okay. Hi, everybody. We are live from the Atlanta Zoo. Sorry about the delay. We had
It's been a crazy morning. We were in traffic for a hilarious amount of time, but we're here and we're excited, and we're gonna scream until they kick us out.
Are you excited, Munchie?
But
Yeah.
very excited. You guys were with the flamingos. I see some juvenile flamingos, which are really cool. A couple different stages.
We got some of the juveniles back there. Your mic is off, allegedly. Maybe go get some juvenile flamingos and some possibly ones that have previously mated. Remember, they get their color from their food. MS Coggins, hi. So back there we've got that gray one is an immature one there. We've got some aggression there too, I think. And these are Chilean flamingos, y'all.
Me too. Oh, my purse and let me do this.
All right, y'all. I'm going to move Munchkin down. We're going to take a look at the other side of the sign here. We've got some cool ones up close. There we go. What do you think, Munchkin? She loves the birds, y'all, I tell you. I blame California Burbs. I think Professor Burbs instilled a love for her birds very early on. Yeah, y'all, we've talked about how their color is from their diet. And what's, again, really, really cool, I think, is when one successfully mates and lays eggs, they're actually this darker color for a season, even if they eat the appropriate diet. And it's to prevent, like, back-to-back mating, which would be just too much on the creatures. So, again, really neat that they have this, like, almost built-in mechanism to prevent, like, too many pregnancies at once. Munchie is very excited, y'all. Munchkin. Hi, Munch. Yeah? So there's some folks there throwing some food in for them, too. All set?
All right, we do have the map, you guys. I think we're going to try to spend a fair bit of time with the panda bears because they are not leaving until later this year.
Yeah, so y'all, we're very lucky in that. Oh, hold on. We're very lucky in that we're going to be able to see the panda bears today. Do y'all remember when we went to the National Zoo, I guess a few months ago now? And we saw the panda exhibit, but no pandas?
We were worried that was going to be the case today as well, but the pandas are not leaving until later this year.
Shall we go see Africa first?
Yes.
Oh, and then, y'all, there is the safety red panda. The safety red panda says stay on the path, Chad. So we've got the African savanna we're going to. Oh, they moved them around. The rhino's not supposed to be here, y'all. So the southern white rhino is allegedly here. Now, this is not where he used to live.
Oh, here he is. Here he is. He's just coming out.
Hi, Debs. Oh, look at that beauty.
Let's
Well,
see
now
if he's going to come around. He's a little camera shy.
There he is. Clearly the best animal in all of Africa.
This is the southern white rhino, you guys. We have talked about rhinos, some critically endangered, some cloning attempts in process. This is the southern white rhino, listed as at risk. You can see the rhino is maybe a little unusually colored, perhaps. That is not the camera, and that is not their natural coloration. They are typically gray. But rolling in, I think it's just the natural Atlanta clay soil. They're rolling. It's partly to keep cool. It's partly to keep bugs off. Because even with that thick hide, you guys.
Hold that, I want to show Munch.
Yeah. Even with this thick hide, they can get harassed by bugs. Oh, we're still on Zoom. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's get a good look. Northern white rhinos, there are only 3 left. That's right. Those are the ones that the Frozen Zoo and others are trying to potentially clone to create a breeding population and to try to bring them back. That this is the southern white rhino. Samarafe, about 20,000. Surprised they can't have viable offspring. The northern white rhino smikes. The 2 females are really old at this point. And they had a few near successes, but they haven't been able to carry to term. Oh, Smikes, do you mean interbreeding the southern and the northern rhino populations? Yeah, if that's what you mean, the concern there is they're trying to preserve the subspecies. Trying to preserve. Yeah. Oh, so I'm so sorry, you guys. Ah! I told you this is not inverted. The gimbal's not inverted, so I do stupid things when... Is Munchkin having fun? Let me zoom out for a second. She wants to ride the rhino. So one of the stress behaviors you can see, I'm not expecting to see that here. Zoo Atlanta is very highly ranked as far as providing enrichment to their animals. Really, really high quality animal care. One of the problems is making sure you have enrichment for the animals you're maintaining. Rhinos usually walk a great distance out in the wild, and there's only so much space they can provide in captivity. And a stress response that you might see is if there are tracks deeply, usually like circular tracks, like deep grooves where the rhino has been pacing in circles. I hate to see that. It really stresses me out. Cake. One of the big threats to the rhinoceros, you guys, I mean,
Munchy.
As with all big animals that require a lot of space, of course, habitat loss is an important one. But rhinos poaching, specifically for the horn, is one of the main driving factors. One of the main driving factors for their extinction is the poaching, just for their horns. And so people who are maintaining rhinoceros populations, not in captivity, but trying to preserve them in their native range, one of the strategies that is rather controversial is actually dehorning them, cutting their horns off preemptively. It doesn't hurt. It's made out of the same material as our fingernails. It does slowly, it does slowly continue to grow. And like I said, it is rather controversial. And there's also discussion about what to do with the horns once they're cut. And could people sell them to support the conservation efforts? It's a very murky situation. I know we've talked about it on stream before, but it's just worth a mention. And obviously that's not something they're doing here in the zoo.
And what's the pink painting part too?
What do you mean?
Dyeing the horns pink?
Yes, they will also sometimes dye the horns pink. They'll also mark the dehorned rhinos so that from a distance it's noticeable that they are completely missing their horns. But yeah, there's other ways to mark horns so that they're either not considered valuable on the black market or very clearly illegal. It makes it a lot more difficult for the black market to function. Of course, people find a way around it.
Sam does point out the possibility that without some of the pointy tips of the horns, they might be less attractive to potential mates.
That is one of the reasons it's controversial. Guys, what's interesting, are we coming up on elephant? Oh, we are. Okay. You guys, elephants experience a similar problem. They're often poached for their tusks instead of horns, for their ivory. And what's interesting is evolution seems to be doing the job for them. Humans are not necessarily taking their tusks off as a means of conservation, but we're noticing rapid evolution. The elephants still in the wild, there are populations whose tusks are becoming noticeably smaller, significantly smaller. And that's because the evolutionary pressure being put, humans are picking out. So what was I saying? Oh, right. So humans are just speeding up evolution. We are picking off the ones that have the biggest and most beautiful tusks. They're being poached. And so elephants with smaller, more petite tusks, less desirable tusks, are the ones that are remaining in the mating population, and we're seeing a really rapid change in that one physical characteristic, which is both sad, of course, but interesting. Animal Planet and vet shows play often in your house. Oh my gosh, I know. I love Animal Planet. Some of those vet shows get a little wild, though. No, please. We love facts. We love animal facts. You, please. It's a conversation. We're not here just to babble at you guys.
We posted a paper on Discord 2 months ago. We didn't go over it on Science News Friday, y'all, because I thought it was too depressing. But if y'all want, it is in the Discord about... we've already known about the advanced burial rituals that these animals have for adults, but it seems like there's also burial rituals for babies that are lost early, that are different from the adults. And there's a really cool paper on it in the Discord of how that happens.
So it does seem that elephants have burial rituals. It varies population to population. Some of them are more pronounced than others.
That guy likes a
more
stick.
Ritualistic than others. One of the first ones I learned about was when I was doing my undergrad. One of my professors gave me, wasn't really an assignment. He gave me this ridiculous 50-page report to read over the weekend about the elephants, just for fun, because I'm a nerd. And it was all about the rituals that, it hadn't been published yet. It was all about the rituals that these elephants have been observed doing. And elephants that have been poached or died prematurely, especially if it was the matriarch, because elephants are social and typically they're matriarchal. It is zoo time. It is zoo time. So Elephants are typically matriarchal, and when the matriarch dies, it's been observed that the elephants will hide her bones and her tusks. And they've also been observed when they're doing their migrations, they return to where her bones have been hidden. I mean, obviously not buried because they can't bury them, but they'll hide them in the brush. And they've been observed on their return back through the area to rummage out her remains, pass them around her bones and her tusks, and then to hide them again. They do hide them. That is one specific population. So it does seem like there's almost cultures. I mean, of course, there are different species of elephants. There's the African and the Asian elephant. We don't know what happened with the woolly mammoth, but the woolly mammoth was pretty much an Arctic elephant, pretty closely related. So, but these rituals are specific not just to the different species, but the different populations. It almost seems like they've developed different rituals. They're kind of called cultures, but the terminology I think can be misleading. But anyway, yeah. I think we don't give these elephants enough credit sometimes for how intelligent they are and how emotional they are, in the sense of it's easy to anthropomorphize, but how connected they are based on their social structure, how important their social structure is. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out because I'm going to move around. I don't want to make anybody sick. He's looking at Munchie. Heck yeah. When Munchkin is old enough, a lot of zoos have these behind the scenes events that you can do. I know the Cincinnati Zoo has some. We've had the pleasure of doing a few just because we knew researchers in the area and whatnot. But when Munchkin is old enough to appreciate it and for it to be safe, I would love to get her as, I don't know, a birthday present one year, a behind the scenes where she can meet an elephant. I just think I would have freaked out as a kid if I could have done that. There's one at the Cincinnati Zoo where you actually give an elephant a bath. We're not stopping by the Cincy Zoo on our way back, no, but we actually were talking about this before COVID. We used to vacation in Cincinnati once a year, and we'd spend the entire week at the zoo, honestly, and maybe meeting up with a few researchers at Cincinnati Children's or whatnot. We were talking about maybe, if we can, going back sometime this year because we really miss it. We've been having fun doing IRLs. We do know more people in the area, so we might be able to get a little more behind the scenes, talk to a few people doing the research in the area, maybe get into Cincinnati Children's Hospital and their research branch. Yeah, there's a research paper, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but it seems that elephants might think humans are cute. The part of their brain that activates when they see us is similar to the region of the brain, our brain activity when we see cute animals, like kittens and puppies. I might get to visit a bird sanctuary in Tennessee this July. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. You will have to let us know. That's really cool. There are some raptor preserves that I would love to go to. They're so out of the way, but holy moly. Oh, we have a visitor coming our way. We have a visitor. All right. We're looking at the African elephants. I don't know if we said that earlier, but it doesn't hurt to repeat it. African elephants are the largest land animal. Males' weight range between 10,000 to 14,000 pounds. Females, 7,000 to 9,000 pounds on average. So there is some sexual dimorphism in this species, just meaning the males have a slightly different physical appearance than the females. The trunk is key to an elephant's survival and is considered an extra limb. Even though it has no bone, the trunk contains around 100,000 muscles and tendons. The trunk is powerful enough to push down a small tree, yet nimble and gentle enough to pick up an item as small as a dime. So this is my editorializing chat, but the tip of their trunk is essentially like their hand. It functions like their hand. Teeth are for more than chewing. Elephant tusks are modified incisor teeth, similar to a human's 4 front incisors. The tusks can grow in 1 to 3 inches a year, reaching up to 10 feet long and weighing up to 200 pounds in some males. Elephants are herbivores, eating woody plants such as shrubs and trees, soft-bodied plants such as grasses and leaves, and fruit in the wild. They can eat hundreds of pounds of food a day and produce several hundred pounds of poop a day. Elephants are a keystone species in their wild ecosystems. So we'll talk about what that means in a second, but I'll just finish this placard. They keep vegetation from becoming overgrown and disperse seeds through their poop, helping to replant the environment. So a keystone species, you guys, means that that species is essential to keeping the ecosystem functioning. It's called keystone because if you think about how archways are built, some of you might not know this, it's a little bit of an obscure reference, but archways, the keystone is the top piece of the archway that holds everything together. And if you remove that top stone, it would probably be helpful if we had a picture of it, but if you remove that top stone, the entire archway crumbles. That's why they're called keystone species. The ecosystem would be massively transformed without them. Oh, we got some clay throwing, similar behavior to what we see with the rhino. The rhino needs to roll. The rhino can't use a trunk to... Let's see if we can zoom in, guys. You guys see that? Just keeping the bugs off, keeping cool, and keeping the bugs and parasites down. I think we got lucky with the weather today, you guys. It was supposed to be sweltering hot, and we got here so late. You guys are visiting the zoo and have an opportunity to pick what time. You want to go first thing in the morning when the animals are up and active, especially in the summer. They like to siesta during the hot part of the day. That's what I'd like to do. Who wants to be out and about on the hot part of the day? I should do that before I go out next time. Oh yeah, let us know how it goes. For sure.
We have another elephant here. I think they redid all of this since we last came. Because remember, there was just like the upper savanna, where it's like all the savanna animals, but this looks really nice. They redid for the
All right,
elephants.
you guys, here's the thing. We last visited here, I believe, 15 years ago.
No, remember we came once to the zoo and aquarium 5 years ago?
We didn't come to the zoo.
Yeah, we did a zoo and aquarium like in December. Like back to back, same day. No, Sam. The African
Savannah
Savannah
is a different city. Savannah is gorgeous.
No, I think, Sam, I meant the African Savannah exhibit.
Yeah. Sorry. But we were actually thinking about maybe going to Savannah on this trip, but it's going to have to wait.
Yeah. My G.
Valent missed my joke. You know, I think he's a little burnt right now. A little pooped. He was the one driving. It's supposed to be a little bit over an hour drive, and we were stuck in traffic for 2.5 hours. Would an African and Asian elephant get along? You know, I don't know. They are both very social creatures, but they're very different in size, and I imagine their behaviors are going to be somewhat different also. I think possibly just the difference in size could be problematic. One could sort of accidentally hurt the other one. Is that thunder? We are not scheduled for thunder, chat, but I think that might be what I'm hearing. In the distance, hopefully not. They have them together here at the zoo. Do they really? Well, then I stand corrected. You guys, we have some meerkats meerkatting. Ooh! They do seem to be running inside. They're taking cover. I think in the distance there's a storm. I don't know that it's going to get us. We have checked the weather a few times. We have one of them excavating a little bit. Look at that cute meerkat hiney. They are adorable. So their survival strategy is to just maintain large numbers. Group effort. Safety in numbers. Oh, we have a really nice elephant statue. And we have a different viewing point. Ooh, nice shade too. Elephants are not being cooperative, but we have a little view of their habitat. I love this water feature that they have. Can I just say I would take a yard with one of these, right?
We had a question about if you and I are teachers.
Are we teachers? Well, we love to chat science with our friendos here on Twitch and also in real life with folks. We are not paid to be teachers. We're research scientists.
Lita and I have our PhDs in molecular biology, and we do live science content here on Twitch 7 days a week.
Teach the world now. Thank you. School visits sometimes too. Yes, that is true. We also do school visits. We're going inside a building. I'm hoping our reception stays strong. We are looking at an indoor elephant area currently.
So I moved to South London about 18 years ago when I was working in safari.
All right. A tour of the Zambezi Elephant Center. These are the different features they have in here. I'm going to just read this because you guys might not be able to see it on the screen. Number one is sand. This 4 foot layer of sand promotes healthy feet and joints. It also provides a soft place for an elephant to lie down. Number two is a crane. This crane operates along a rail. It can lift up to 7.5 tons. It can lift large amounts of hay, enrichment, and even an elephant in a medical emergency. Number three is hydraulic doors. These elephant-sized doors are 8 feet wide by 12 feet high and are operated by a team from a safe distance. This system allows elephants to move safely between areas, both inside and out. Number four is automatic drinkers. 5 is steel bollards. Galvanized steel vertical pipes are 12 feet tall and 6 inches around. Elephant care team. The elephant care team always care for the elephants through the protective barrier. The yellow lines show where it's okay to stand while working around the elephants. Yeah, do they not have giraffe here? I guess
So
not.
the other African animals, again, used to be all down that way. So let's just see, because
Okay.
there should be like, they had zebras, and I think they also had other. I think they had giraffes too. Seeing if the meerkats came out, but it looks like they're still burrowed. Yeah, you can kind of make them out down there. A cutie patootie elephant. Oh, there's a trunk sticking out of the fence. And remember, y'all, this is not the elephant species that they're using to bring back the woolly mammoth. For that, they're using an Asian elephant because it's more closely related than the African elephant. Grumpy today, but good. Glad to hear it, Andrea. Well, that she's good, yeah. Not that she's grumpy. Yeah, I think so, because I see, Sam, that the elephant is touching the fence with its trunk. There we go. There's the other guy. What's nice is, y'all, on the streaming thing that we're using, I actually typed in to ignore Buttspot, so I don't even see any of Buttspot messages come through. But now that I have the second phone to do, like, if we needed some kind of chat stuff, I can still see Buttspot getting wrecked all the time, which makes it feel a little bit more like we never actually left home. You know, it's a nice little harkening back to more beautiful time, a more simpler time, chat, where Buttspot gets wrecked all the time. Munchkin's having a little snack chat, and then we're gonna go over to the pandas. So I'm just giving you all some nice views of these little critters. There we go. My name is Bulent.
I'm Lita.
We are research scientists with our PhDs in molecular biology, and we do live science content here every day of the week with microscopy, art, sci-fi science, science news of the week, deep dives into scientific topics, games, 3D printing, IRL streams, model building,
And more.
and more.
I don't even know what the and more is anymore, guys, but
Food and drink.
it's there. And this is Munchkin.
Yes, and there is the munch.
Slowly taking over stream, especially this week. I know that's why folks are tuning in. The science is secondary. We're here for the Munchkin, right, Munch?
Stream was bot work. Gotcha. Well, guys, go follow our friend Pottery Dojo, an amazing maker and crafter. For those coming on in, we are doing 2.5 weeks of IRL content. Today, we are at the Atlanta Zoo, looking and talking about the science behind some really cute, beautiful, and amazing animals.
Ooh, we have some really interesting plants here. Flapjack plant. I'm sorry, guys. I know we were just at the botanical garden, but I cannot help myself. is found in southern Africa. So it's a succulent. It's beautiful. It's just like a larger version of some of the, a different species, but it does just look like a larger version of some of the more cultivated succulents that we see.
The
Flapjack plant.
The lavender scallops on this side are really pretty.
Ooh, okay. Sorry, guys. We're going to check this out. Lavender scallops. Let me see. I just want to check the range. I think it says Madagascar. Yes, this is native to Madagascar. Here we go. Look at this. Can you guys see? It has beautiful edging. It's called lavender scallops, but it has a rather vibrant pink rimming here, edging. I'm going to just get a little closer. I just love it. Look at what we have here. Do we have a placard? I'm sure we have a placard somewhere. I don't recognize this species of plant, the tall. I don't think it's a true tree, but the tree looking plant right here. I don't recognize it. All right, and Belinda's probably going to get annoyed with me that we're not looking at animals, so we'll just scoot along.
No, we're good. I'm just wiggling around for the munchkin.
I have a wild garden at the moment. Hey.
There's also, I think, a model elephant skull over there.
Yeah, let's check this out. And then we can scoot over to the pandas because I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to see the pandas, just since we are getting here so late. Ooh, and I think we see some panda teeth also, you guys. There's some panda teeth in here. Oh, elephant. Gosh. I have pandas on the brain, you guys. Elephant skull. And if we come down here, you can see their teeth. Specialized teeth for the kind of food they eat. You can learn a whole heck of a lot about an animal just on teeth and jawbone. You'd be surprised the number of species that have been classified just based on that.
Rhino is still out, y'all. Y'all, you know I'm gonna get distracted. What do you think, Munchie? Yeah. We're on Munchkin View, so you can see the rhino. This is how Munchkin sees the rhino. Except, yeah, that's true. She can't zoom in. All right, y'all. It's a creature down this way. Oh, we got the lions, y'all. We have the lions, chat. Oh, they're so cute. I don't see any females in here, y'all. I just see the 3 males. I feel y'all on that. Well, I mean, island, you know, as the song goes, right? In the jungle, the mighty jungle. The lion sleeps tonight. Y'all, it is a great day to be at the zoo. There's almost no one here. Like, it is not crowded at all. Oh, we have a bird there. Jim, well said. How are you doing, Jim? There was a blue crane here. Hi, Kelsey. Welcome in. It is amazing. There's our blue crane. No, that's not a blue crane. That is the Cory bustard. The Cory bustard is here, chat. This is South Africa, and it is at risk. Kelsey, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for coming on in. Yes, so Kelsey, my name is Balint. This is Munchkin. Hi, Munchie. Munch, hi. Yeah. And my wife, Lita. So actually, let me say hello to you as well. Hey there, it is nice to meet you. My wife, Lita, and I, we're research scientists with our PhDs in molecular biology, and we do live science content here on Twitch 7 days a week. We do microscopy and art and sci-fi science, science news of the week, deep dives into scientific topics, games, IRL streaming, model building, and more. So far, all the IRL stuff we've been doing is fossil collections, but we are doing a 2.5-week trip down south, and we're going out every day to a different location to talk about the science in the area. Tomorrow, Kelp will be going to aquarium. So Lita and I, we met at Emory when we were getting our master's degrees. And so Atlanta is the old stomping ground for us. And it's lovely to meet you, Kelp. Welcome on in. But yeah, we love doing science content here on the platform. That is our dream, is to be able to do full-time on Twitch. We did last week High Corn Relish. Last week we did SeaWorld, Disney's Animal Kingdom, the Kennedy Space Center, and the Florida Natural History Museum. This week we've been doing insect collections live in our backyard. We also did yesterday the Atlanta Botanical Garden. Today is the zoo. Tomorrow the aquarium. Saturday we're going to Tallahassee because folks wanted to see the giraffes. All right, let's see. I think we might have to wait for Lita, y'all, to be able to go see the giraffes. Unless there's another way around here. Because that is not... There we've got another Cory bustard. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of cool critters today. There we go. I heard y'all, Lita was telling y'all about, oh, there she is.
The icing machine was down, but she recommended this. And if you don't like it, I actually found another place that has ices, of course, after I got this for you.
No, it's good.
Okay. The baby rhino is out if you want to see.
Yes.
All right, let's go check out this baby rhino, you guys.
We didn't get to see the giraffes.
You did not?
No.
Are they not out, or I just...
There was a ramp that we got to, and then I got your text.
Oh, I'm sorry. But let's check out the baby rhino while it's here.
Yep.
There was also an animal...
You have your mic on?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also an animal care staff out answering questions in that area. Hopefully the little guy's still out, but he was being very charismatic. Had been around on this side. We'll see if this little critter's going to make a liar out of me. Well, there's still a crowd around, so I'm thinking maybe he's still there. Oh, he's still there.
Got our rhino and baby in there.
There he is, y'all.
Munchkin, look, he's little like you. So whenever a zoo does a breeding to create a new offspring, it's actually not just their local decision. There's a national organization and an international organization that coordinates breeding pairs to maintain genetic diversity of the captive animals, to make sure there's not inbreeding. And part of having animals in captivity, of course, is educational. Some of it is also to preserve genetic diversity in case of incident, as it were. Right, in the case of some species of rhino, we're now looking at captive breeding and cloning to try to bring back the populations. These guys are not quite in that state, but still, nevertheless, any animal that's going to be bred in captivity, it's not a haphazard event.
And
it's a very
sometimes
carefully
they switch
coordinated.
animals around, right, between
Yep,
zoos.
exactly. So they will ship animals even between countries sometimes, but I think it's easier within the country. But it's always very well coordinated based on the pedigree and the genetics of the animal. Very careful and thought out breeding programs. So this little guy was not an accident, of course.
Let's go get that other angle.
Right here are Kiazi and their little cat Surrey.
They're not necessarily all IVF. Some are, but not necessarily these.
All right, you guys, we have a vulture over here and a fake zebra carcass, so nobody needs to panic. Vultures are actually really important to a lot of ecosystems. They're known as the immune system to the ecosystem.
Smikes, that is not a cricket. That was a bird.
What?
That was a bird chittering over there.
Yeah. So the immune system of the ecosystem, they clear out dead bodies, carcasses, before they can rot and fester. It keeps the waterways clean.
Yeah, that's the role of a vulture, to eat up a dead carcass or an animal that already died, so that diseases don't spread and places don't smell.
Mm-hmm. Important ecosystem service, you guys. I think I mentioned the vultures in India have nearly gone extinct. Not completely. There are some breeding programs, active breeding programs, hoping to bring them back, but their population was decimated, and it's been an ecosystem collapse, essentially. The water has become undrinkable for many people there. the ecosystem just counted on these animals clearing out the dead bodies. And honestly, the farmers did also, the cattle farmers.
So the giraffes were back the other way. Do you want to see the, I guess the pandas first?
I think let's do the pandas first and then we'll loop around. I just want to make sure we have
Look at that beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Not sure we can see it. We're going to loop back around.
We'll loop back. I just want to make sure we have plenty of... We have a bald eagle here. This is a conservation. We thought bald eagles were going to be extinct not all that many decades ago. For its breeding programs, releasing them back into the wild. And as we know, releasing them back into the wild isn't everything. You need to be sure that whatever caused their numbers to diminish, whatever factor that was, habitat loss or hunting, has been stopped, and then you can release them. One of the fantastic stories. National symbol of the United States, also, for those of you who don't know.
Golganak had a question about rhino IVF.
Yep.
And they mentioned that there was, the Cincy Zoo was instances of rhino IVF, but that was for the Sumatran rhino, Golganak. And since then, all Sumatran rhinos have actually left the Cincy Zoo, and they're, I think, down on site in the Sumatran area. Also, Queen Yogurt Garrel is here.
Yogurt Garrel, welcome the heck in. Thank you for being with us on one of our field trip adventures.
And we have Queen Dr. Ash is also here.
Ooh, you guys, we have panda and sun bear that we're going to go see. I'm excited for both of these.
Guys, go follow both Yogurt Garrel and Dr. Ash mods if we can get both of them the fancy pants. Pinky out, shout out. Dr. Ash is a real life doctor. Yogurt Garrel's a real life supermodel. Oh, what is this? Patagonian Mara.
All right, guys, we're going to see two bears. First, we'll see the panda bear, and then we'll hit up the sun bear because the sun bear is put away. Oh, the sun bear's put away. Well, guys, we might not be doing the sun bear.
With these little guys, y'all.
But we can still talk about the sun bear's cool biology.
Why the
heck
dog.
not?
Burgers to you too. Yogurt's SO is on cooldown. Thank you, Smike. So let's get one for Dr. Ash too. Make sure y'all go follow Dr. Ash's Instagram too.
Guys, we're gonna just trade for a second. I'm gonna chat bears with you because why the heck not? Although these guys are real cute. These are Patagonian Mara. I don't know much about them. Maras are present in 12 protected areas, but habitat loss and hunting are major threats to the population. They're currently in decline. They're listed as at risk. Their range is in South America. Such dainty little legs, yes. All right, guys, let's go over to the panda. So pandas are actually listed in the bear family, Ursidae. They are technically a bear, which is interesting. They're in the order Carnivora, so they're in the order of carnivores, but they're very much herbivores. For a long time, it was debated if they were true bears or raccoons. Oh, we have a little bear. We have a little bear store, you guys. Not your average bear, exactly. All right, so the panda bear. We're kind of going inside. I hope our bit rate stays okay. You guys will have to let us know. Panda bear. Aryllipoda. Melanaloca. Of all, so there are 8 bear species. Like I said, panda bears, for a long time, it was debated if pandas were true bears or if they were more closely related to raccoons. Oh, we're back on low bit rate.
That's right in front of them. As PG as possible. There's a TV in front of them. If you know where I'm going with this.
There are, oh, here we go.
So that tutorial is a how-to.
We do have some pandas here, you guys.
Well, I mean, at least the male panda. Female knows what to do from the get-go.
We have a panda here.
So it benefits both of the male and female. So for both of them,
I'm going to try to get a different view, you guys, without disrupting. There are a lot of people here without disrupting them. I'm going to see if we can.
It definitely gets him into an amorous nature, but if he did not know what she was trying to get from him, now he knows because he sees the video. So he's like, oh, yeah, he's like, oh, okay, I get it. That's what we're supposed to be doing. This lady here has been like nudging me and nipping me and like calling me over. And I'm like, what is wrong with this lady? What's wrong with this lady here? So yeah, that video works for sure. It's been researched, documented, recorded. It's been a really, really fun time to be a panda at that time. And you can also do it. So this is.
We have a panda rear over here.
Yes.
So the pandas are one of the 8 existing bear species. They have, of all of the bears, they have the most restricted range. It's a very small area in China.
See how far we can go, how much, how more we kind of get the pandas into.
Let's see if we can get a better view over here.
Get certain experiments like giving light candles, playing smell some really good smells of lavender. Slow jazz, Armageddon, Jerry White were also recommended and played. And believe it or not, that is even more successful than the tutorial. Yeah. Yes. I always tell people, if you're a big fan of romance, you like those pedals.
Use your height and the force.
Nice warm, sunsy up.
There are a couple of pandas here. So there are 2 subspecies of panda. I think Valent has talked about them both on stream. The big distinction, there's a little bit of a debate. Are they actually subspecies or just color variants? But there is the brown panda bear. Its black fur isn't quite black, and its white fur is more of a dusty. It looks like it's just really rolled in some solid dirt.
If a female is pregnant, she's not getting enough nutrition from the bamboo.
We're going to try to go back over here, see if we can get another view of this guy eating. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a view here. We're going to zoom in and see.
So in order to compensate for that, they have to eat this. But if she's not getting enough bamboo,
Got a little bit of a panda view here.
she can actually.
Pandas have these really cute round faces, but the round face actually comes from really powerful jaw muscles, beefy jaw muscles, allowing them to eat through this bamboo. The bamboo shoots actually have a lot of protein in them. I think they're usually between 20 and 30% protein, depending on the time of year that they're eating them, and a lot of carbohydrates, sugars essentially. There was question for a long time about how an animal that had clearly come from a carnivorous lineage was able to go back to an herbivore diet, strictly herbivore. But bears in general are unique as far as carnivores go because they're really more omnivores.
They don't just eat bamboo like koalas eat eucalyptus. So pandas, they will eat this.
Sorry guys, I'm drifting away. I'm getting excited. I'm talking science.
Just like any other bear, they will scavenge for meat, and they'll also do their best impersonation of a polar bear. So you'll actually see a panda like hunting, chasing, killing.
Let's see if we can get another view.
Like a polar bear. So yeah, meat is more nutritious than bamboo. So I mean, for a mother that paused her pregnancy that will do anything to save her cubs, she's willing to take on meat even if she's not gonna fully eat it.
So one of the things about panda bears
Anything goes. So
has
when she
been,
gets to
for
the
the
calories,
challenges to their consumption status, has been captive breeding. It was a real challenge and a bit of a disaster. Recently, I'd say the last 20 years, a lot more success.
Hamsters can do that. And my friend,
One of the issues is panda bears are known to be solitary. They only meet back up during mating season. And so zoos, at least that was the idea, and I think generally that is true, but it seems in the wild there's more contact between males and females, at least transient interactions. And so in zoos, they were kept completely separate, except during estrus, so except when the female was showing signs of being receptive. And the matings were just disastrous. They weren't working. Harissa, thank you so much for hanging. But there's been a lot more success now. Pandas have been shifted. They've been relisted. They used to be endangered, listed as endangered. Now they're vulnerable. The biggest risk to them is habitat loss. Poaching is a serious problem, but China's done a pretty fantastic job of really cracking down on that.
Here we have two giant pandas that you can see. The other two are behind the scenes because one, it's too hot for pandas to be outside. Two, pandas are solitary animals.
So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's a little too warm for the pandas to be outside. They do tend to be more in the mountain ranges. One of the ideas is that's why they have these cute, tiny little ears, so they don't lose so much heat from their ears.
So mom and dad are 26 years old. They were both born in Chengdu, China. Yalu and Shilu are 7 years old.
It's sad that the whole world won't be able to see these beautiful animals in a few months. Well, Smikes, we actually have some exciting news about that. The San Diego Zoo, China is sending the San Diego Zoo 2 pandas, I believe later the year. And they've also agreed to send the National Zoo, run by the Smithsonian in DC. They've agreed to also send them some pandas. So right now these pandas are still slated to go back to China later in the year. But for a while, these are the last pandas currently in the United States, and they were thinking that the United States was going to be without pandas. But it does seem like whatever the freeze there was, it is over. But they just took back the pandas at the DC Zoo. Yes, I think it was late last year. The pandas in the DC Zoo were sent back to China because the lease arrangement was up. Pandas, China says that all pandas belong to it. And so if a zoo outside of China is to have in possession a panda, it's only through an agreement with the Chinese government. It's all about panda diplomacy. It is. So whatever the freeze had been, it does seem like something has thawed. It's not clear if the Atlanta Zoo is going to continue to have pandas. But the United States will still have pandas for people to see. I'm going to just move so that other people can come see these guys. There are some kids behind me that I'm sure. Do you want to talk to people about the pandas a little bit? Okay. Let's go back.
He's got a nice view.
Let's go view this other panda here. Oh, sitting in the hammock. Here's a good view, you guys. So, pandas are kind of cool. Well, for lots of reasons, pandas are cool. But they've actually developed what seems like an opposable thumb. They need it in order to grab and manipulate the bamboo that they eat. But it's not a true opposable thumb. It's actually a modified bone in their wrist, from their wrist. So the structure of their hand is different. But it acts like an opposable thumb. It appears like an opposable thumb. It's just the bone structure is different. Which is one of the confusing things when people were trying to place where in the tree of life panda bears fall. That was one of the confusing things about them. And it was only through genetic studies, looking at their genetics, that they were able to be confirmed to be placed in the family of bears. Like I said, they are rather distantly related. They diverged from all other bears 19 million years ago. So they're the oddballs out, but they are true bears.
Okay.
These guys are so cute. I could stand here all day.
Cool.
This is the life. I could hang out in the hammock right now, surrounded in food, covered in snacks. Why the heck not? Who's paying for lunch? So I had mentioned this before, and I know Belin's mentioned this on stream. We were talking about, are there subspecies of panda? There are brown pandas. Right now, most people classify them as a subspecies. They just look like a regular panda. They still have panda patterning. It just looks like they've been covered in a lot of dirt. So the dark spots aren't like a true black, and their white spots are more of a dusty brown. And it's just not clear. Not everybody's in agreement. Is it a color variant, or is it a true subspecies? How many babies have Loon Loon and Yang Yang had in total since they've been in Atlanta? Does anyone know? I don't know for sure, but there is a zookeeper behind us that could probably answer that question. Maybe we could get Belint to go ask. I'm going to zoom out for a minute. We're going to let Belint go ask. Because not everybody wants to be on camera. I'd rather not bother them. Hey, Belint, could you go ask the zookeeper how many offspring in total this pair has had?
Mom and Dad have had 7 cubs.
7 cubs. Oh, there we go. There we go. Thank you.
That's a huge monumental achievement.
Monument.
Extremely solitary animals. That's why Mom here on the right, Dad here right in front of us, Yong are in their own separate dens. But they have given birth to 7 cubs. A huge milestone considering how low of reproduction their population, or reproduction process is. It's very complex, very hard to kind of comprehend first if you're starting to get into giant panda reproduction. But yeah, it's a huge monumental achievement. Most panda reproductions happen if it's like one male, another female, multiple females. But Mom and Dad here, they've been here for 24 years since 1999. And 7 cubs is what they produced. So in 2021, we decided that we just wanted to retire them. We just wanted to kind of give them just a good lifestyle even after the reproduction, because they've done a tremendous job just breeding 7 cubs.
So
what is
we're
their
all 7 in
gestational
the Atlanta
period?
Zoo.
I think it's about 100 days. I will ask, but I think they can also pause gestation.
So yes, so a panda's gestational period is 4 months. So that's definitely very short, but it's really quick and interesting. However, if the environment does not, if it's not accomplishing, like helping them out in a beneficial way, if a panda is pregnant and they're not getting enough bamboo intake calorie-wise, they can pause their pregnancy or delay their gestation.
Yeah.
So it may seem very bizarre at first, but there is method in their madness when they're doing so. Because once they pause that gestation, that gives the mother about a month and a half long, wise process of collecting enough nutrition. Bamboo is what they eat, yes, but it's not the best thing for them to eat. So to compensate for that, they have to eat from around 50 to sometimes even 80 pounds worth of bamboo, especially in the wild. So our pandas here eat about 50 pounds of it. Wild pandas can consume a little bit more, 70, 75, and even 80. But if a mother has paused her pregnancy, she's trying to get as enough bamboo calorie intake as possible. A lot of people also tend to forget that as cute as these guys are, I'm a wildlife biologist outside the zoo, a conservationist, and I work with a lot of carnivores. So lions are one of my favorite animals I've worked with and help rehabilitate and put in the wild. But giant pandas do eat meat. I'm saying that because they do and will scavenge for meat. It's very rare, but they still will eat meat. They are related to other bears like polar bears and black bears and grizzly bears, so they can scavenge for meat. And very rarely, if that panda has paused that pregnancy, she will do her best impersonation of being a polar bear. What I mean by that, I mean literally, it's very rare, but if you see a panda literally chase, hunt down, attack, and eat an animal, that's literally more than likely a mom pausing her gestation.
Oh my goodness.
So meat is a lot more nutritious than bamboo, believe it or not. It's way more nutritious than bamboo. So mom is willing to do whatever it takes to get those calories, whether it be from meat, berries, or bamboo. So when she finally gets the bamboo, when she finally gets all the calories she needs, she can save the cubs. So it gives them all the calories that the cubs that are unborn need to grow inside of the mom, which is really, really cool. So giant pandas can do that. Red pandas can also do that, which are unrelated to giant pandas. Binturongs can do that. Binturongs are little weird cat-like creatures, but they're not even cats at all. It's very weird. They're in a very weird spot in the family tree. But also hamsters and red kangaroos can do that. So only a handful of animals you can pretty much count on your hand can do that. And when they do, it's very amazing.
That's cool. And then, if I recall, it's really difficult to tell if you're having a successful panda pregnancy, Chad.
Yes.
Is that correct? Yeah.
So the thing is with giant pandas, again, the reproduction is so complex. To a first-time panda keeper or just somebody that's just learning about pandas for the first time professionally, it gets very confusing because yes, they can pause their pregnancy, but they can also go through a stage called pseudo-pregnancy. Pseudo-pregnancy sounds exactly what it sounds like. Pseudo means false in Latin, so they can actually go through a false pregnancy, almost like how women will go through a cycle. So it's the same type of thing. They will experience the same hormonal changes, mood swings, eating more or less food, maybe sleeping more, moving more. So they'll experience the same type of hormonal stages and changes, but there's no bun in the oven. There's no baby. So to a first-time panda keeper or just panda biologist, it may seem very confusing, but more seasoned panda keepers and biologists that study these guys are a little bit more well knowledgeable to know where if a mom is going through a pseudo-pregnancy or experiencing the real deal. So that's very fascinating too. Very, very fascinating.
And they don't show up on ultrasound until much later in the pregnancy,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yes, much later. Sloths are also very complex with their pregnancy. We do ultrasounds for a lot of our animals here, mammal-wise. But sloths, just like pandas, sloths are also the same way that when you do an ultrasound, it's kind of late in the game or stage of their pregnancy as well. It's very interesting.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem. If you guys have any questions, definitely on there.
Guys, do you have any questions that you want me to pass along to this very knowledgeable biologist?
Right now, this is Yong, so that's Dad Panda. He is actually really, really fun. The best way to tell all four pandas apart, especially with mom and dad, this is a great example since mom and dad are here. You have to get a good look at their face. So mom, which is in there, she has a very round face. She has chubby cheeks, very round ears, almost looks like a chubby bunny, like a chubby rabbit. Dad panda, which is right here, the panda that we see in front of us, Yong. Mom is Lun, dad is Yong. He, if you look closer at his ears, don't hurt yourself because like the more you look at it, the more it makes sense. He has Shrek-like ears. Some would say Mickey Mouse, but I'm going a little bit closer, leaning on Shrek-like ears. He's drinking water now, but when he comes out of the water, when he comes out of the water bucket there, and you just see him walking around, just pay very close attention to his ears. Very Shrek-like in appearance. He also has a little birthmark on his nose, and then in traditional middle-aged dad fashion, He does have like the 5 o'clock beard shadow on his face. So he is 26. So he definitely fits the
26.
stages of being a middle-aged father, which is really cool. He even sits and eats bamboo like a middle-aged dad. Like he's just watching a football game. He just pulls a clump of bamboo and sits in the corner. He's like, yeah, like that. It's really funny. Yalun and Shilun, which are their twin daughters that live here with them, they are a little bit more difficult to tell apart, especially now since they are solitary and they are adults now. But if you look at their eye patches, it's like a dead giveaway. So Yalun's eye patches looks like pears, the shape of pears. Shilun's eye patches also looks like pears. However, it kind of splays a little bit further down underneath her cheeks. So it kind of gives you like a set of wings. So I created a perfect analogy to kind of tell the girls apart. Yalun looks like she puts on makeup to go to a party. And Shilun looks like she just came back from that party. So, yeah.
Coffee Rocks, they have been delisted. Well, they've been relisted. So they're no longer endangered. A few years ago, they were relisted as vulnerable.
Yes.
That's
correct. As of 2021, these guys have no longer been underneath the endangered species list. A lot of people still think pandas are endangered, but they are not. They are vulnerable, which is literally a step above. So, I mean, that goes to show the pandas that are in zoos, the reason why they are in zoos, or with any animal being in zoos, is because, yes, we want people to see these guys. We want people to see elephants and lions and hippos and pandas. But the more important reason why these guys are in zoos is for conservation. So literally around the 50s to the 90s, the population of giant pandas were around less than 500 individuals. That's very bad. That's very critically endangered. So habitat loss was very much a thing, still is, but it's gotten a lot better. Poaching, believe it or not, was a thing. And then human and bear conflict was also a thing. So if none of these things were put in place, like the Shangdu sanctuaries, the partnerships that we have with Shangdu, which is our partners in China, if none of this existed, giant pandas would have probably been extinct before or at the year 2000. So I always tell people, if you were born anywhere beyond, or at least around 2000 and beyond, would have never saw a panda in real life, in the wild.
And now there are about 2,000 pandas
Yep.
in the wild, is that right?
So yes, thanks to the cooperation of Shangdu Sanctuary and zoos that have giant pandas, we went from 500 individuals to over 2,000. So yeah, and counting. So the population is still increasing. And I always tell people, as a biologist myself and a conservationist, I always inspire people and tell people, if we can do this for pandas, we can do this for any other animal. Lions, elephants, rhinos, vaquitas, blue whales, any animal that is endangered, we can do this for them too. Pandas are literally living proof of us turning things around. And I mean, that's what makes, the planet and just living in the world with beautiful creatures like these guys even more special.
Would you be willing to be on camera? It's okay if you say no.
I'm a content creator, so yeah, I'm on camera all the time.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're just on Twitch, you guys. This is our very knowledgeable zookeeper. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Kel. I actually am a wildlife biologist, conservationist. I'm also on social media. If you go and follow me on Instagram.
Insta? What are your handles?
Kel the Biologist.
Kel the Biologist.
So KELLTHEBIO.
All right.
So I post a lot of different animal facts. I also now it's getting warmer, so I'm going to do a lot more live streams where you can see me in real time, traveling, talking about different animals. I have partnership deals with Follow, which is an animal tracking, it's a animal tracking bracelet. So if you buy a Follow bracelet from Follow, it's FAHLO. You can actually track an animal. You can buy a bracelet of a different color. And if you buy a bracelet, like this one's from a gorilla,
Yep.
you can actually track an individual gorilla or elephant or lion. This one here is a silverback male named Wuzu.
Oh,
So when you buy a bracelet, you're actually helping the conservation partners, like
Cool.
Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund, for example. So yes.
Awesome.
But yeah, when I'm in the zoo, I'm also working with some of the animals here. I'm not a panda care team expert, but by me being a biologist and conservationist, I know a lot about them enough.
Awesome.
But I mainly work around African animals. I specialize around dangerous carnivores like lions and hyenas and all those cool things.
Awesome.
But yes, that is
Fantastic. Thank you. Chat is saying hi to you. We did find your Insta, so we have that linked up. Smikes, thank you for that.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for visiting, by the way, and have a great day.
Yes, you too.
If you wanted a sticker of ours
Most
too,
definitely.
we have a QR code on the back, and then I saw that you really like pins, and so this is one of ours.
I'm a big pin guy. That's so sick.
I'm an ants geneticist, so that's why we are SciAnts, and so we do educational content.
Oh, that is so sick. SciAnts, yeah, I'm definitely gonna look.
If you'd ever like to come on and chat, we always love
Most definitely.
having specialists on. So we'll feel free to reach out.
Awesome, most definitely. I will definitely check with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Let's move along. I know there's lots of other animals to see. That was very kind of him. I know we took a lot of his time, but that was very cool. Yay, we did make a friendo. Okay, guys, we're going back through the area where it's a little spotty reception. We're going to try to kind of speed through, but if you can just, I'm not sure where Blint's. Oh, okay, there we go. He's just throwing something out. Networking for the win. Yes, that was very kind of him. Not everybody's comfortable being on camera, of course, but that was very generous of him. Yeah.
Munchkin was very fascinated by that.
And Munchkin was very interested in the pandas. You guys, I feel like we got some great shots of those pandas. That was a fantastic. They were really being agreeable with us.
Oh, look at this guy.
Oh my goodness. You guys, let's get Munchkin in here.
Jaden, how's it going? Welcome in. Yep, Jaden, Lita is also mic'd up.
I am. I'm here.
Can you hold this?
Yes, I'm sorry. You guys, Gallant was on double duty there for a minute.
I don't think the zoo has Okapis, Fedora Sword. The one that we saw, we were at the Animal Kingdom on Thursday. We saw Okapi there, and it's on the VOD and the YouTube.
Do you know who else has the Okapi?
Oh, look at those
the
munchies.
Cincy Zoo. Giraffes can handle more heat than pandas. Yeah. The pandas, even though they're in a region of China that usually gets very hot, they are more in the mountains, so it's much cooler. Unicorn Girl, welcome the heck in. You didn't get a live notification. Thank you so much. Spectre Flight, thank you for that lurk. If only I could skip work, it would be the perfect day.
There's supposedly a red panda around here too.
Where is a red panda? You guys, I'm obsessed with red pandas. They are one of
Because they have
my
red
favorite
panda toys
creatures.
out too. So I think they're somewhere around here.
So for a long time, it was thought, based on the bone structure and also eating habits, the diet, that red pandas and giant pandas were more closely related. It was only in the late 1980s that pandas were giant pandas were officially classified in the bear family. Ursidae. We do have a lion out looking extremely photogenic, you guys. Also in the carnivory order. Ooh. Tiger. Did I misspeak? I may have misspoken, you guys. I apologize. The boop the tiger. Don't boop the tiger. We have a little panting tiger. They're a bit warm. A lot of carnivores.
Oh, it's got the bleep out. Zoom in on the bleep, Lita.
The what?
The tongue is sticking out.
Oh, yes. Well, it wants me to zoom in on its tongue. It is a warm day, and a lot of carnivores don't sweat. That's to mask their scent. Same thing with your dogs, even though they're not really hunters anymore. So it's a trade-off. They have to come up with clever ways of cooling themselves if they can't sweat. So they pant. That's what we see here, this guy. I don't know if you guys can see, but on their ears, tigers have these little ear dots, ear spots. And there are some interesting hypotheses for why they're there. I'm going to be honest, you guys, I don't find that many of them particularly credible. One of them is it's to trick other tigers into not jumping on their back because it could be mistaken for eyes. Yeah, it's going to take a bit to convince me that that's true, but it needs pets.
The tiger's tongue is sticking out like our Malamute's tongue.
I know. Oh, you want it?
That your cute look?
Did you know cats domesticated themselves to survive because they saw that dogs did it? Well, I don't think it's that they saw that dogs did it so much as it was just sort of convenient. It was a bit accidental. Slowly over time, associating on the periphery of human civilization, they were getting all sorts of cool scraps. Humans found it useful because they would eat rodents that they thought were carrying disease. It was beneficially mutual. And actually, the genetic studies indicate that cats may have domesticated themselves more than once. You want to pet the kitty. I think this is a situation where we say, we look but we don't touch, as I say to Munchkin.
Oh, you're beautiful. Yeah, look at this tiger. I think he wants to eat me.
Belinda, do you want to take over for a minute? You want to talk to the party people? I'm having a hard time keeping this steady. I don't want to make anybody sick, so I'm zooming out a little bit. It's a little steadier. Look, Munchie, do you want another cat? I know, right?
I think we might have too many.
What?
I think we might have too many cats.
Too many cats. Belinda says we have too many cats. I will have you know he is responsible for the 5th cat in the house.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I'm the weirdo that wants to curl up next to the mighty pretty murder kitty. All right, I'm going to trade with Belinda, you guys, so he can show you around for a moment. Belinda, do you want to hold this for the people? Oh, hang on. We have Munchkin enjoying her panda bear.
Yeah?
All right, I'm going to give this to Belinda. Belinda, do you want to look around for a moment, and then we'll try to hit up the... At some point, we will hit up the giraffe.
I think let's start meandering that way, yeah.
Okay, do you want to show people really quickly the other cat, the other little kitty we have in the area?
Let's see. This is, y'all, the clouded leopard. Is this the one? This isn't the one that we saw in Cincy with one leg, right? That was a Fisher cat, maybe?
I think so.
Andy says this one needs pats too.
Yeah, I know. So the cat species, along with the bears, are in the order Carnivora. Not all predators. are in this order. And interestingly, as we heard with the panda, not everything in this order is actually a meat eater, or at least not primarily a meat eater, not what we think of as a carnivore. But it does give us information about what their ancestors were, their ancestral state of these guys was probably a meat eater. And Munchkin's getting a little fussy, so whenever you're ready, I think we might want to...
Yeah, let's go ahead and continue walking then. Her panda, Lita?
Oh, her panda fell.
If you want to just put it underneath.
Yeah. Munchkin, can you stop grabbing this fan? You guys, she is really having a heck of a time with this fan.
We don't want to lose her plushie. She just got
not,
it, chat.
We do not want to lose her plushie. There we go.
She was going all snuggly with it, and all of a sudden.
This is how it goes with the munch.
Oh, we've got a binturong here. Is that the bear cat?
So that's what I was thinking. It looks just like a bear cat. I saw these guys earlier. I can't remember their species name though, chat, but it does look like a bear cat, doesn't it? Should I look this up? Someone in chat want to look this up? Is a binturong the modern name for a bear cat? Yep, Arcticus binturong is the bear cat.
Nice.
We called it, chat.
Madsel Dan, welcome in. How's it going?
All right, Munchie.
All right.
The range is Southeast Asia. Conservation status is at risk. At risk in the wild.
I feel like everything has been at risk.
No, we've had some that are classified in a little more danger area. The pandas are vulnerable.
No, I mean, like...
We haven't really seen that many things that are...
Yeah.
Oh, gosh darn it. How did this fan turn off again? There we go. Munchkin, did you turn it off? You guys, Munchkin might be figuring out how to turn on and off her fan. That's not going to help anybody.
She was also chewing on Mr. Panda's face. Oh, there's the eagle again.
Hang on. Here we go. Here we go. Stable. The bald eagle is now classified as stable. There we go. Blint was looking for something that wasn't listed as at risk or vulnerable or endangered. And it's worth remembering, like we said earlier, not that many decades ago, we were thinking these birds were going to just be completely gone from the wild. There was actually debate about if they should be conserved, if they should be brought in for captive breeding.
Oh, look.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's look at this beautiful display. If we can catch it. There are some interesting signs up reminding us, guys, that birds have unusually good eyesight, exceptionally good color vision, typically, and that's part of why they are so colorful in their displays.
Does it say what this creature is?
Yeah, let me go look this up.
Hi, Tatum.
But one of the senses that they don't have a particularly good handle on is taste. That's one of the reasons you can see you can get the spicy bird seed that will deter squirrels from eating it. The birds can't taste the caspation. This is the Indian peafowl. Conservation status is not threatened. Oh, Munchkin's a little cranky. Munchkin is a little cranky.
Of course, Tatum. We love your face, my friend. Guys, everyone go follow Tatum.
So they are not albino, for those of you who are wondering.
That was the question, yeah. It's not an albino peacock. Well,
they're leucistic. It's a trait that gives them partial loss of pigmentation, but it's not a full loss. One of the keys is you can look at eye color. True albino lack pigment even in their eye.
I saw it opening the feathers. I'm like, well, we have to go
Oh
look
yeah,
at that.
no, I agree.
Yeah, Lita, the very handsome Tatum is in his house.
Tatum, welcome the heck in. Thank you so much for being here with us on our field trip day, continuing our little field trip adventure. Oh, do we have a sleepy baby rhino?
Maybe.
Let's just do a quick little loop. We can see the little sleepy baby rhino.
Smikes, they close
resting
at 5
his tired
Eastern.
little legs.
I don't know if y'all
Munching
can
on some
see
hay. Let me tell you guys, that looks like some quality hay.
with the reflection, but hi, Athena Cat. What is MomoCon Broken Symmetry? You mean like with Moko made? We don't know yet.
Okay, Munchie, what's wrong? Are you hungry? Maybe I'll give you some food when we go see the not zebras, gosh, the giraffe.
Hi, Munchie.
I'm going to give her a little more food, guys, as soon as we hit a nice little stopping area, a little break area.
It looks like the vulture is praying. It's an anime convention? No, Broken Symmetry, we're not going.
Do you want to do a little zoom in of his display? Giraffa camelopardalis. Sorry. Stumbling over my words today. Camelopardalis. I can't word today, you guys. At risk. Conservation status at risk.
This is where the elephants were, y'all. They may have gone inside too, Ida. The elephants?
Yeah. It is getting warmer. And the zoo closes at 5. They might be going in and getting their dinner feeding. It looks like the giraffe are on their way. I can see doors closing behind the giraffe, so I think the zookeepers are slowly encouraging them to their nighttime enclosure. The Atlanta Zoo Atlanta as they call themselves, has done some really interesting conservation work on lizards. They have a really robust herpetology program. We're hoping to talk to some people about their recent papers on it. I think those are indoor exhibits. I'm guessing we're not going to have time to go check those out today. We did get to see some pandas though, before they're recalled home to China.
Well, and I mean, even a baby rhino.
Yes, and a baby rhino.
It gives us Chad a reason to come back next time.
Yeah, and hopefully.
And for y'all to come back too.
Hopefully the pandas, since China is returning, sending some pandas back to the United States, maybe they'll be able to stay at the Atlanta Zoo. Who knows? Can we find somewhere interesting to park for a few minutes so I can give Munchkin some food?
Yeah, why don't we... let's loop back underneath where the lions are. I think there was a sitting area there.
We have some beautiful birds here, you guys.
That's the blue crane, y'all. You suppose that slushy place is still going to be open?
I think most of the stands close at 4:45, so we could zip over the place where we were before, or the place
at the slushy that you saw that you didn't get one from.
We didn't get one. That was...
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I think we passed it.
It's okay.
Or no. I think it's down this way. Let's just see. I think they close at 4:45, so we might... I don't know if that's when they all close, but let's go take a peek. Are we going the wrong way? Gosh, we are. We want to go up this way.
Yeah, we get to see the lions from this area.
Do you want me to zip ahead and see if they're still open, hon?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
I'll meet you back here in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn my mic off.
There's our lion again. Thank you, Golganak. Golganak, tomorrow, don't think that this is ending, Golganak. Tomorrow, we've got for you on the menu the aquarium. And then Golganak, on Saturday, we're going to a naturalist museum. Golganak, I have no idea what that means, but it's going to be super cool. Eats the aquarium. I mean, Sam, if you want. I won't tell you no, Sam. Yes, tomorrow. Aiming for an earlier start, y'all, but this was that traffic, y'all, was 30 miles, took 2 hours today. Oh, and that's of course, Sam. Yeah, a little wiki for this 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. We're doing all kinds of IRL trips. And normally we're, in the office doing science content daily. But this 2.5 weeks, we're doing all IRL stuff. So if you look at the VODs, or if you type !YT for YouTube, you'll see some of the YouTube like edited up nice pieces from Disney's Animal Kingdom that we did last week. We've also got some upcoming stuff from SeaWorld that we did last week, Kennedy Space Center, and the Florida Natural History Museum. So there's a bunch of stuff like that we already did. There's VODs on there, but then there's also like, we've got a lot of YouTube content as well. We actually just had a short come out about 10 minutes ago with your science fact of the day from me and Munchkin. That should be out just now. And then, yeah, we've got just a ton out there. You do, Sam. You triggered it. Sam, you triggered it. It's the announcement, Sam, from Nightbot. You did it, Sam. Does the SciAnts have a YouTube channel? You bet your fungus we do. There's Lita. All right, chat. We're going to give Munchkin a little snack.
That place is closed. I think the only one that's still open for another 5 or 10 minutes is down here, but their slushy machine is down. So
that's too bad.
Do we want to go? Is there someplace, an animal that we could look at while I give Munchkin some food?
I wonder if we looped back up that way, we'd see something, or we can just sit with the flamingos.
Well, let's see if there's a different animal we can take a peek at. The zoo is still open for a little while. Might as well get a few more minutes in with some animals.
Yeah. Sorry, I just would love like just the slush. I'm just all about that cold beverage.
I know. And it's a warm day too.
Oh, even if it wasn't that warm of a day, you know how I am about slushes. I just love them so much.
You guys, you can tell that Munchkin's a little warm because she's just, all of her little chicken wings are just spread out with her fan on her.
Blue slushy, says Lara Gale, are her favorite. Yes, the Children's Zoo, brought to you by Orkin. Might as well take a quick look in here, y'all. At one point, I can't remember if there was a kangaroo back here. Vague memory that they had a kangaroo exhibit. See, we have a white stork. Not threatened throughout Africa, Europe, and parts of India. There's another one there. And guys, thank y'all again for coming with us on this trip. Again, this is a little bit of that celebration of us getting Partner Plus to be able to have that 70-30 split for a year. So we wanted to take y'all on an adventure. We do have a 300 sub goal for the 2.5 weeks that we're out, just to cover entrance fees into some of these parks. Never any pressure, but that will cover all the entrance fees of all the things that we've been doing today, and gas as well. All right, let's keep going, guys. Yeah, I think this is where they used to have, y'all, some of the... They had the kangaroos here, but we got some alpacas here now. And Sarah, please enjoy, and anyone who subbed, the ad-free viewing and the emotes that we make with love. The alpacas are such cuties, y'all. There we go. We're going to start heading back towards where Lita is because we missed a couple of bird exhibits that we can go check out. And then we'll probably start being kicked out of the zoo in just about 10 minutes because they are closing at 5 today. I think y'all summer hours have not kicked in at the zoo. They are kicked in at the aquarium. So tomorrow, y'all, as Golganak mentioned, we are going to the aquarium. And that doesn't close until 9 p.m., but we're hoping to get there much earlier. So fingers crossed, y'all, that traffic is not crazy time. Oh, we've got some more burbs here. This is the hooded vulture. MS Coggins, just for you. There's some dinosaurs. I don't actually, Fishman, I don't know. I don't see what it is in my view. A couple years ago, a flower girl from my wedding got married at the alpaca farm. Oh, cool. If y'all do like burbs, also follow our friends over at California Burbs. Professor Burbs is a legend of all things birding. Oh, Athena Cat. It took us 2 hours today to go 35 miles on the interstate. And it was because of an alleged wreck that was not even there. So this is the hooded vulture. This is Middle and Southern Africa, y'all. And it is critically endangered. Critically endangered, chap. I was hoping I would look over and see the conservation status as being just like, oh, you know, a little tiny nothing. But no, critically endangered. We then also have the stork is right next to them. Oh. Oh, we're going south, Athena. We're coming from the south. We're going on 75. Should have been no problem, Athena. I hope so, Sam. I don't know. I really like these vultures, y'all. They're super pretty. And for those interested, make sure to check in on the Discord. On the Discord, we've been having a bunch of awesome friendos doing clips and images of our adventures. We're also putting them on our YouTube page. So check out all of those items, y'all. I'm not sure, Miss Yvette. The information we get on the placard was just very minimal. It was just like, hey, there's a creature here, and here's its conservation status. We have a Georgia wetlands exhibit here. This is from the Okefenokee Swamp, y'all. If you don't know the Okefenokee Swamp, probably for the best. But we have the eastern box turtle, snapping turtle, American bullfrog, and the common slider. located in the Okefenokee. It used to be a place you can go swimming. I believe suggested now that we not do that. Although I'm not sure if they've done any like meaningful cleanup on it yet. There had been the goal of having some meaningful cleanup at some point. Petra, hi. Petra, how are you doing? Guys, go check out our friend, the lovely Petra. Petra, we're doing 2.5 weeks of IRL streaming. Today we're at the Atlanta Zoo. Tomorrow we're going to the Atlanta Aquarium. Yesterday we were at the Botanical Garden. Saturday we're going to a naturalist museum. We're going all over. Bring you all with us. Oh, so we have here, I think that's the fella right there, chat. That's our Hoffman's two-toed sloth. Having a grand old time, y'all. Look at that. That is a masked lapewing from Australia.
Let's just do a quick zoom in here. I don't know if we're going to be able to with this screen. I don't know how this is going to look. I think it wants to focus on the screen a bit here, unfortunately. Were all the pandas already sent back to China, or did that change? The pandas here are going back later this year, although if you believe the press releases, the Atlanta Zoo is still optimistic that maybe they'll be able to stay. And China recently announced that they're sending a pair of pandas to the San Diego Zoo later this year, and that the National Zoo in DC, the Smithsonian-run zoo, will also be getting pandas. We don't know about the pandas here at Zoo Atlanta, though. Yeah, I'm also happy. I think it, ooh, sorry guys, overcorrected there. I'm very happy to hear that people will still be able to enjoy pandas. Got a cute little statue here. You guys, it's so beautifully landscaped. Even more so than I remember.
I think they did massive improvements. Like a lot of nice things on it.
If it's before September, I might be seeing them then, trying to see if I can arrange a trip to the San Diego Zoo during that month. Wow, that'll be cool. I don't know. All I heard is the end of the year. I think we're going to be in the area for TwitchCon. We will be going, we'll be doing a stream from the San Diego Zoo. We're also going to be reaching out to some folks at the Frozen Zoo to see if anybody wants to talk to us. We will see about that. I've never been to the San Diego Zoo, so one way or another, we will be going. Regardless of their panda status, we will be going. Good. I think rounding out by the flamingos is good.
You think so?
Well, it's more scenic than the entrance.
Maybe.
Maybe. See,
It
he's
definitely
not
is more
pro
scenic.
flamingo. He's not. He and I remember the very first time he came here with me, he was very anti-flamingo, and I was so excited. It was a point of very sincere contention. Organic free-range munchkin. All right, guys, so we apologize for the schedule change. I appreciate you guys being here with us. It's a little bit haphazard. Our plans have changed a little bit. We ended up having to share a vehicle this week, and then traffic. So things have been a little crazy. We really appreciate you guys coming and hanging with us. We will be going to an aquarium tomorrow. Really excited for that. Saturday, it's a naturalist museum and nature walk. Excited for that. And then the following week, we're in Florida, gonna look at some research areas. We're gonna do a bunch of nature walks along the beach, possibly fossil hunting.
Ant collecting.
Yeah, insect identification. There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff, more IRL content next week. And then we will be back home. We'll be returning to the normal schedule. You guys can see here, we have some bathing flamingos splashing about, enjoying themselves. I did just a moment ago see a flamingo looking for food, kind of stomping its feet up and down. I think it's since stopped doing that. It's really, they sort of will stomp their feet up and down to kick up in the shallower water to kick up their food. It's been a long time since I've seen flamingos. When I lived in Florida, I'd see them regularly. I love flamingos. I think they're spectacular. My dream is one day to see them out in the wild, out in their native areas, maybe even during a mating display, mating dance. Could you imagine? Think of the science content